All right, let's dive into the wild world of email marketing tools. You ready?
Always.
Today we're looking at the best email marketing services of 2025. Sounds pretty definitive, right?
A bold statement.
Yeah, it is. It's a blog post by Syed Abdullah. He's the digital marketing director at emailsequence.com.
Interesting.
So we'll see if his opinions are swayed a bit
Right.
by his company.
Yeah.
But he says he's rigorously tested all these platforms. So
Well, let's see what he has to say.
yeah, whether you're a small business owner or you're leading a whole marketing team or just trying to stay ahead of the curve, maybe we'll find some hidden gems in here.
Yeah.
Some tools to level up that email game.
You know what I'm really interested in? It's how AI is starting to really change how we think about email marketing.
Yeah.
How are these platforms actually using it?
Yeah.
And how does that affect the day-to-day for, folks like our listeners?
Exactly.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, so first up, Syed kicks things off with Klaviyo. Best for data-driven marketing.
Okay. Data is king these days, so it makes sense that
Yeah.
platforms would be going in that direction,
Yeah.
giving us the tools we need.
Yeah, he's really highlighting Klaviyo's AI-powered tools,
Yeah.
predictive analytics, and then all the third-party integrations. So
Okay.
what does all that actually look like in action?
I mean, imagine knowing exactly which customers are most likely to actually buy something based on what they've done before. I mean, it's predictive analytics, right? And you're using AI to basically personalize these emails
Wow.
at scale, so each person feels like you're talking to them directly.
So none of those generic mass blasts that go straight to the spam folder.
That's the idea, yeah. Klaviyo is about turning your data into insights that work, get you results. But Syed does say it might be a bit much for beginners.
Yeah, he does say that. He suggests emailsequence.com is a bit more user-friendly.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, interesting. All right, next up is Campaigner. Ideal for large businesses.
So this is where we see, a shift, right? Klaviyo was all about data.
Yeah.
Campaigner is about having powerful features to handle these really complex email campaigns. So think customizable templates, automated workflows, and then really detailed purchase behavior analytics. The kind of stuff a big team with big needs is going to want.
Yeah, he mentions the purchase behavior analytics specifically.
Yeah.
Is that different than the regular analytics you see on most platforms?
It's about digging deeper into what the customer actually does, not just what they click on, but how all that clicking turns into them buying something. And for a big company, that level of detail is super important for making sales work better.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Big potential if you're a big company. But he does say the price tag might be a little scary if you're a startup or smaller business.
Yeah, I mean, you get what you pay for, right?
Right. Okay, for the small business owners out there, Syed says Constant Contact is perfect for small businesses.
Yeah.
Generous sending volumes, personalization, segmentation options, subject line optimization tools. Seems like it has all the basics covered.
Yeah, for sure. It hits the essentials. And that segmentation is huge,
Yeah.
Even if you're small, you don't want to be sending the exact same message to everyone.
Right.
Constant Contact lets you split your audience up so you can tailor those emails for maximum impact.
Makes sense. But he did say Constant Contact is lacking some of the cutting-edge AI tools. So does that mean, small businesses are going to miss out on the whole AI revolution?
I don't think so. AI can be a game changer, for sure. But it's not like this magical solution. Constant Contact's focus on the core features and being easy to use makes it a pretty solid choice if you're more worried about keeping things simple and affordable,
Yeah. Okay, next is HubSpot. Best bundled marketing solution.
Oh, HubSpot, yeah.
Known for being this all-in-one platform. They've got the CRM, the marketing automation, sales tools, and of course, email marketing software.
The whole package.
Whole package, yeah.
HubSpot's strong point is, this whole ecosystem they've built. If you're a team that relies on a lot of different marketing tools, having them all in one place can really streamline things.
Yeah, it's like your central command for marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Syed did say that it's great for teams that need that full suite, but if you're really focused on email marketing, platforms like, surprise, surprise, emailsequence.com offer similar features at a lower cost.
Well, he's got to plug his own platform, right?
Right, yeah.
But it brings up a good point. You got to ask yourself, do you need all that HubSpot offers? Or can you get by with something just focused on email?
Yeah. All right, this next one's kind of out of left field. It's Monday.com. Syed says it's great for campaign management, but
Yeah.
Monday.com isn't really a dedicated email marketing platform, is it? No, it's not. It's more like a project management tool that you can sort of adapt to managing email campaigns.
So it's more like a multi-purpose tool.
Yeah.
You can like customize your email workflow within it.
Exactly, yeah. You can bring all those email-related tasks into one central hub, track your progress, work with your team.
He mentions visual progress charts, customizable workflows, and then integration with other email platforms.
It's great if you're already using Monday.com for other things.
Yeah.
Keeps everything in one place.
But as Syed points out, maybe not quite powerful enough for like the really serious email marketers.
Right, if you need those really advanced features and analytics, yeah, it's more of a helper tool.
Like the Swiss Army knife of email marketing. All right, moving on. Benchmark. User-friendly and intuitive.
Now, Benchmark, they're all about simplicity,
Yeah.
which is why it's great for beginners.
Yeah.
Syed mentions their drag and drop editor, their smart automation tools, and then the reporting features.
He agrees that it's beginner-friendly, but suggests that it might be too limited for businesses looking to scale their email marketing.
That's usually the trade-off, right? You go for easy to use, you lose some of that advanced functionality. Think of it like, a starter bike versus a racing bike.
Right.
Both get you around, but it's a different experience.
I like that. That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
All right, on to a familiar name, MailChimp. Syed calls it best for beginners.
Yeah, MailChimp. Classic MailChimp.
Passive.
Yeah, it's been a favorite for, forever, for people just starting out with email marketing.
Super user-friendly interface, the pricing is good, and basic AI tools.
Yeah.
Syed does point out that it's great for small campaigns, but once you start getting more complex, you might hit a wall.
You might outgrow it.
Yeah.
That's why choosing the right platform at the start is so important. Think not just about today, but about where you want to be in the future. Will your tool grow with you, or will you have to switch and waste a bunch of time and money?
Future-proofing is key.
Exactly. And you know what else is future-proof? Freshworks. Freshmarketer, described as best for cross-channel campaigns.
Okay, first one that's really focused on multi-channel.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
It's about making sure the customer experience is seamless across all those different ways they interact with your brand.
Yeah.
So Freshmarketer lets you manage not just email, but social media, SMS, all in one place. That's omni-channel marketing, and it's becoming super important.
Like conducting an orchestra, right? Make sure it all sounds good together.
That's a perfect way to put it. Now, Syed does say it works well for smaller cross-channel stuff,
Yeah.
but might struggle with those really huge demanding campaigns.
Good to dip your toes in the water. Maybe not dive in head first. All right, we covered a lot of ground here.
We did.
What are your initial thoughts? Anything jumping out at you?
It's really interesting how specialized all these platforms are becoming. There's something for every need, really.
Yeah.
Data-driven, enterprise-level, small business-focused, cross-channel. And AI is the big wild card.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. But don't worry, we're going to break it all down. Stay tuned for part 2, where we look at those key features you should really be looking for in an email marketing platform, and we'll see how emailsequence.com stacks up against the rest. Welcome back to the deep dive. So in part 1, we waded through a ton of email marketing platforms, saw all sorts of things, from those data-driven powerhouses to, the simple stuff for small businesses. But now let's actually look at the features that make these platforms work.
Right.
Syed, our blog post expert, gives us a few key things to think about when you're picking the right tool. What are your thoughts on that?
He's right on the money. It's not about, all the fancy bells and whistles.
Yeah.
It's about finding a platform that actually works for you. For your goals, your budget, what your team can handle. It's kind of like picking hiking boots, right? You wouldn't wear those big, heavy mountaineering boots to just stroll in the park.
Right.
So you got to get an email marketing platform that actually fits your journey,
Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's go through Syed's key features to look for.
Right.
First up, A/B testing. He makes it sound pretty crucial.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. A/B testing is how you get better. It's like a science lab for your email campaigns.
Okay.
You don't have to guess what works, you test it. Different subject lines, the email content, calls to action, let the data decide.
So you're sending out 2 versions of the same email and seeing which one does better.
Exactly. Takes all the guesswork out of it. You're not relying on your gut feeling. You're going with the data.
But how do you know if those results are actually good? Is there some kind of like bar it has to reach.
Yeah, that's where statistical significance comes in. You need enough people to see it and a clear difference between the two versions to be sure the winner is actually better. And some platforms even have tools built in to help you analyze that.
Makes sense. Okay, next on the list, drag and drop email design tools. Sounds pretty basic.
Oh, it might sound basic, but it's been huge for email marketing. Remember when we used to code emails by hand?
Oh, yeah.
Nightmare.
Painful.
Yeah. Drag and drop lets anyone, techie or not, make really nice, engaging emails.
So it's like you're building your email, like with Legos.
Exactly. And most platforms have pre-made templates, so you don't have to start from scratch. Find one you like, tweak it, and you're good to go.
Right. Analytics and reporting. That seems obvious.
Absolutely. You can't improve what you don't measure, right? Analytics show you how your campaigns are doing, what's hitting the mark, what needs work.
So it's not just blasting out emails into the void. You're actually watching those open rates, click-through rates, all those metrics.
You got it. And different platforms give you different levels of detail. Some basic, some let you slice and dice the data, watch customer behavior, get really deep. You can spot trends you might miss otherwise.
Like a detective looking for clues.
Exactly. And that knowledge is power. Helps you make better, more targeted campaigns.
Next, contact management. Isn't that kind of standard everywhere?
Kind of, but the quality can be really different. It's like the difference between, a simple notepad and a fancy CRM system.
So beyond just saving email addresses, you can do things like segment your audience, tag people, track how engaged they are, all that.
Exactly. The better you manage your contacts, the more personal you can make those emails. And that personal touch makes a huge difference.
Makes sense. All right, last but not least, Side talks about AI-driven technology. Now that's where things get really cool.
Yeah, AI is shaking things up in email marketing. We talked about predicting what people will buy and personalizing emails, but that's just scratching the surface.
So give me an example. How can AI really level up email marketing?
Imagine a tool that looks at your email and tells you, hey, this subject line could be better, or tweak this call to action, or even the whole tone of this message is off.
Okay.
Or maybe it figures out the best time to send each email based on when each person actually opens them.
Like having a super smart assistant working behind the scenes.
Exactly. And as AI gets smarter, we'll see even more personalized and customized emails in the future. Pretty wild, right?
Wild. Okay, so we unpacked these key features. Now let's come back to emailsequence.com.
Right.
Syed's been, kind of subtly mentioning his platform all along. He's saying it brings together all the best features we talked about, and then some.
He's making some big promises. No more clunky integrations, no more A/B testing headaches, easy contact management. The dream, right?
Sounds a little too good to be true. So let's get a little skeptical here. How does it actually compare to those other platforms we talked about?
Based on what he's saying, it does seem to check a lot of the boxes. Advanced AI, easy to use, lots of features. But remember, this is a sales pitch. Take it with a grain of salt.
We can't just take his word for it.
Right, we need to look deeper, see what independent reviews say, what actual users think.
So we got the features laid out, we heard the claims. Now it's time to really put emailsequence.com to the test. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll dive into the platform itself, compare it to the competition, and see if it really is the game changer Syed says it is. All right, welcome back to the deep dive for the final part of our look at email marketing tools. We've talked features, we've examined the claims, and now it's time to put emailsequence.com under the microscope. Syed, our blog post author, makes it sound pretty amazing.
Yeah, he does.
But does it really hold up? Remember, no more clunky integrations.
Right.
No more A/B testing headaches.
Right.
Contact management's a breeze, all that good stuff. Pretty big promises.
Big promises.
So let's start with the AI features. He's really pushing emailsequence.com as this AI powerhouse. What are we actually seeing there?
Well, he talks about this AI-powered campaign builder they have. It's supposed to look at your audience, how your past campaigns have done, even industry trends, and then recommend the best strategies.
Okay.
So imagine an algorithm telling you the best subject line, when to send your email, even tweaking your copy to make it more engaging.
That sounds crazy efficient, but does it take away the human element? Are we just letting robots run our marketing?
That's a good question. There's a balance, right? Automation versus intuition. I think the key is using AI as a tool,
Yeah.
not as a replacement for your own marketing know-how.
So like a super smart assistant, not a robot overlord.
Exactly. And Syed does say that the AI in emailsequence.com is all about helping you be more creative and strategic, not replacing you.
Okay, good. What about design? He's saying emailsequence.com had these seamless design tools. Anything really groundbreaking.
He mentions you can create interactive stuff right in your emails. Polls, quizzes, those animated graphics, even like product recommendations that change based on what the person's been looking at online.
Whoa, so it's like mini websites inside your emails.
It's about making these emails more engaging,
Yeah.
more dynamic. And with emailsequence.com, you don't even need to know how to code to do it.
Okay, interesting. Let's talk about the analytics. He was really pushing the real-time analytics. What's the big deal about that?
It's about seeing how your campaign's doing as it's happening,
Right.
not hours or days later.
Okay.
So you can see right away which subject lines are working, which links people are clicking, who's actually buying stuff.
Wow. So you can actually change things up on the fly as you go.
Exactly. You can adapt your strategy in real time to get the best results.
That's pretty powerful. All right, so we've looked at the AI, the design, the analytics. It's kind of starting to sound like emailsequence.com lives up to the hype, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right. I got to stay skeptical. What are the potential downsides? What's he not telling us? What could go wrong?
Yeah, good point. What are some red flags?
Well, for one, emailsequence.com is pretty new,
Oh, okay.
which is exciting, but it also means they don't have the same track record as some of the bigger players.
So it's like the classic startup problem, innovative but untested.
Exactly. And then there's the cost. Syed doesn't say anything about pricing, but all those fancy features probably come with a fancy price tag.
Right, features versus affordability. Always a balance.
And even with an easy interface, something this complex is going to take some time to learn.
So maybe not the best for someone starting out with email marketing.
Probably not. If you're just dipping your toes in, something simpler might be better.
Okay, so we've heard the good and the bad. What's the final verdict? Is emailsequence.com really this revolution in email marketing?
It definitely has potential. That AI stuff is impressive, the design tools are really innovative, and having those real-time analytics is huge.
But it's not a magic bullet.
No. The best platform is the one that fits your needs, your budget, what you want to achieve.
So, like always, do your research, explore your options, find what works for you.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to try new things. Email marketing is always changing, so you got to stay curious, keep experimenting, keep learning.
Great advice. As we wrap up our deep dive into the world of email marketing tools, we'll leave you with one final thought. How can you use all these advancements, especially with AI, to build better, more meaningful relationships with your audience? That's something to think about. Until next time, happy emailing, everyone.